Hi, welcome to Awake TV. So today, Sue and I are going to talk about staying on your own lane. So this is not about car topic. This is about vibration. This is about staying in your timeline kind of topic. Because lately we are noticing, even though we are kind of like observing other people, and then other people are staying in very different timeline from me or Sue's, my timeline and Sue's timeline is pretty similar, but some people, we kind of get the information from or kind of noticing they are living in totally different timelines. So this is a pretty good idea to talk about. And time to time, actuarians have been talking about this. So as Aster, they're talking about focusing on your own internal world and keep it simple. So easier for you to ascend and staying in the positive, more ascension timeline instead of get yourself lost into the mud. So this is a very important topic to talk about, so we can help you guys to how to do this. So Sue, do you have anything you want to say about this?
Yeah, well, you know how we kicked off this conversation the other day was I was watching Daniel Scranton, and I tune into him every now and again just to get a beat on what's going on. And I think he channels the Arcturians. Am I right about that?
Yeah, 90 Arcturians. They used to be my guide. They are kind of in the background now, like now it's Syrians, but yeah, they say that.
And it kind of blew my mind what he said, what he channeled, because you and I had been talking about this, I don't know, 3-4 months ago. And he said the words and I went, oh, this is so important right now, because this is just confirmation of what we were talking about a little while ago. And that is, it doesn't matter who you're listening to. They're able to channel on the level of consciousness where they are, according to their belief system. Okay. So like you said, when we visualize and focus on what we believe in and what we see for our future, we're on that timeline. And because somebody else channels some other kind of information about the reality of what their reality is going to look like, it doesn't mean that ours has changed unless we start buying into what this other person is saying. So in other words, when people are looking for updates and new information and somebody's channeling or tarot carding or whatever they're doing, if you're hearing this information and it just doesn't resonate, realize that that's their timeline, right? So this is why we called this episode Stay in Your Own Timeline, because stay in your own lane, stay in your own timeline, because even though they may be very, very good at what they're doing, their belief system might not be in coherence with your own and what you're trying to manifest in your life. And Daniel was talking, and I'm paraphrasing, but the Arcturian Council, needed permission from all of our higher selves to give us this information. So he kind of put a title on it that said, I had to get permission to tell you this. But basically, it's what you and I have been saying for weeks and weeks now, if not months, which is stay in your highest vision of yourself and what your outcome and your reality is going to look like. Stay in that. And I know you and I, we like our updates. We like to tap in and get a beat on the pulse of what's going on. So we do that, but we are able to go, oh, that doesn't really, you and I will say, well, that's BS. We're not paying attention, or we're not focusing on this piece of information because it just doesn't feel right to us.
Yeah, I just want to give the clarification. We are not talking about Daniel's. So Daniel's channeling, I'm pretty much resonate on every single time because I'm part of the collective. We are talking about any kind of information you guys come across.
Any information.
Could be truthers, whoever you're following. you know, or news or whatever, like your friend is talking about their theory about what's going to happen tomorrow, you know, any kind of information.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying that, because I'm not disagreeing with what he said at all. I'm totally agreeing with it. And basically he was saying what you and I have been talking about too, and I've heard it from another source as well, which is stay in your own lane. If well, Tarot by Janine talks about this a lot. Janine talks about this a lot. She says, if what you're hearing doesn't resonate, then let it pass by. But I'm getting super excited. I don't know about you, but I feel like this month we're going to start seeing some real manifestations of the things that we've been hoping for the last year, if not longer.
I'm
And
already seeing those.
I'm seeing it too. But I'm talking about that feeling of, you know how you said earlier, you just know
Oh yeah,
when certain things are coming.
yeah.
You feel like it's part of your life plan, or that, you know, it's definitely for you and it's just coming. So I
Uh-huh.
want to say to the folks that are listening to us, if you get that feeling about something, don't let anybody talk you out of it. Don't let anybody share their picture of their future with you and try and make it yours, because we all have this internal knowing that guides us, and if we don't allow other outside sources to confuse us and or to tell us it's not possible, and so we stay in our own lane, we stay with what our internal knowing is telling us. That's the best way to keep that vibration high. And
Yeah.
I don't, you know, I don't mean pie in the sky, like, you know, your wildest imaginings, some fairy tale thing, but I mean, it could be fairy tale like as well. It depends on how we create it,
Mm-hmm.
right? We part of letting go of all of the old is letting go of the feeling of it. So, for example, I can just give you my own example of what I'm talking about. I just moved. I'm in my new house. I don't have my banner up yet, so it's kind of a blank slate right now. But I don't have my office set up yet. But I feel so good, and everything's going well. Things are just falling into place quite nicely. It's everything I imagined and more. And every day that I wake up, I'm in the kind of weather that I like to be in. I'm interacting with people that are just kind and nice, and so this little tiny remnant of the old me keeps going, this is too good to be true. When's the shoe going to fall? When's the difficulty going to happen? And I have to have a conversation with myself and say, but there is no difficulty. Everything worked out exactly the way I imagined it would, and better and better. And I keep finding these little surprises in my house, you know, they're like, oh, wow, that's really cool. I always wanted one of those sort of things happening to me. And what I'm trying to say is stop believing that another shoe is going to fall. You know, when's the other shoe going to drop? It doesn't have to. It doesn't ever have to drop. There is no other shoe. Um, so for me personally, staying in my own lane means I've created this for myself. It's bringing me joy and happiness. Just accept that with open arms and keep creating more and more of what I want to have in my life. I'm not listening, you know, I may for entertainment purposes tune in to other people, what they're saying and what's going on and that sort of thing. But the minute their story doesn't line up with what my reality is, I just need to just go, oh, that's not for me.
Yeah.
How about
So
you?
yeah, it's really important to have a, you know, sense of discernment. Those of you who want to learn how to do that, check out Aster's episode, my channeling with Aster. We talk about that. And discernment is very important. It doesn't matter, you know, you are getting information from the trusting source or misinformation, whatever. It's just what I'm saying is don't look at everybody like Jesus and then just take every single drop of the word like some kind of gospel. I mean, seriously, you can only trust your own hard field is talking about. And then when you know, and you don't have to look for the evidence from others to get some kind of like assurance, because you need that kind of assurance from other people's information because you are not 100% sure of it. You don't have the conviction of it. That's why you're looking for the proof. So, and that could be dangerous because when you are dipping yourself into other people's matrix, you don't know how much work this person is doing. Doesn't matter, this is a spiritual teacher or someone who is well-known, social media influencer, whatever, right? You don't know how much this person is working on, or if you are not like me, you can really read people's vibration or cannot see who has implants and stuff like that. You don't know that. So it's really important to have a discernment and do not believe in every single person's word by word, or even from the book. Just have a healthy sense of discernment and ask yourself, what do I think? Don't just blindly just gobble onto other people's whatever information or opinion. What do you think? Because you're the creator, so you are responsible for what you are creating.
I have a really cool example to give, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had your girlfriends around or a significant other, and you're trying to pick an outfit for an event you're going to, and you know which one you want to wear? You do, but you try on, or you give them 3 different outfits and you ask them, which outfit do you think? Do they ever pick the one that you really want to wear?
Sometimes they do. Like me and my girlfriend came out with same outfit,
Oh, that's cool.
changing room. That was really, really funny. But it's just that you ask the opinion for secondary source.
Exactly.
So
You're wearing the dress.
yeah,
Pick the one you want.
Yeah, I already decided which one anyway. So
exactly. That's what I'm saying. And my husband, he picks on me. He says, I don't know why you bother to ask me, because I tell you which one I like, and then you pick a different one anyway.
That's true. And then
I do that.
Yeah, according to guys' point of view, that's quite annoying. That's like, I don't understand
It is.
the point of view, but that's how woman works anyways, right?
But you know what? I'm the one who has to wear the dress, so I don't even know why I bothered to ask anyway. Just go in, pick the one I like.
That's
It's the
true.
same thing with staying in your lane. We just, there's some kind of a little bit of addiction about asking other people for their approval. Why do we need their approval?
Because
It's your life.
brought up that way,
Yes. So as I'm saying, we got to let go of this old pattern of needing other people to tell us our decisions are okay. I don't need anybody to tell me that moving here was the right thing to do for me. I mean, luckily, my partner wanted to come with me, my husband, and, was just as excited about it as I was. So that's a boon, right? So if you have people that are supporting you in your journey, that's really nice. And on the other hand, if you don't have anybody supporting you, rely on your own strength. Go with that knowing, like Erica said, there is an internal knowing in all of us. And, we need to drop that old energy of needing approval or somebody else's say so, because that's just not going to serve us as we go to 5D. That just, it's not what it's all about.
Yeah. And then at the same time, some people, they're extremely stubborn. We're not talking about be stubborn. Like, we all have a blind spot about everything or anything. So it's a good idea, being a good CEO, you ask professionals of other field or people who work for you what they think about it. You gather all information and analyze with your opinion and what do you think about it. In that kind of decision-making process, you don't blindly following other people's opinion. You kind of analyze every single direction and think about the best decision. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So really, that saying is you won't, if you think you're going to believe it when you see it, it actually works in the opposite. You have to believe it to see it manifesting. Yeah. And frankly, I've heard a lot of things from a lot of different sources, you know, just I get kind of bored when I'm doing my day job. So I tune in, I tap in, I listen for entertainment purposes. But, you know, I respect everybody's journey. I really do. So I don't judge what I'm hearing, but a lot of what I'm hearing just is not in alignment with where I think I'm going. And so I stay in my own lane and I say, okay, that was interesting to hear. Well, that's an interesting concept. I'm being respectful in that way. I'm not going to write some nasty comment in the comment section or something like, "Oh, you're crazy. That's not going to happen that way." Maybe it will in their reality.
Yeah.
And very possibly so, because if they're that convinced that that's the way it's going to happen, then they'll create that for themselves somehow or another. Yeah. Yeah. So stay in your own lane. Like Erica said, you know, when there's a big decision to be made, it's always nice to have, you know, that's the time to ask for opinions, you know, from experts or that sort of thing. But if you know something is right for you and everybody else around you is telling you you shouldn't do it or you're crazy, just do it anyway.
Yeah, do it anyway.
Because when you have that feeling inside that this is right for you, you know?
You just know.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a neighbor in New York that was at the same time we were moving to Florida, they were moving to Alaska. And I said, my husband said, so how'd you pick Alaska? And she said, well, Kyle wanted to go to Alaska. That's her son. She said, so we're going to Alaska. And I went, okay. Now that's probably the last place on the earth plane that I would go because I don't like cold. I don't like cold weather. And also I think half of the year it's a little dark. So anyway, I need sunshine, but that's cool. I mean, they obviously like the idea of going there. I don't know if they're going to love it when they get there. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but that was their calling and I would never judge that. On the other hand, I had about 500,000 people saying to me, it's too hot in Florida. Too hot for who? Maybe it's too hot for you. For me, bring it on. I don't care. You know, I was in the military in Texas. Okay. Full dress uniform, full uniform, boots, the whole 9 yards. It's, you know, 102 degrees. Who cares? Bring it on. So that's what's right for me.
Yeah. So any last tips for, you know, make it easier for people to stay on their own lane?
I think it's just something that we say all the time, which is if you start listening to something and you start having a fear response, that is your internal guidance telling you that that information is not for you. Don't take in things that bring your fear. Your body's telling you, your internal guidance system is telling you that that information is not for you.
Yeah, and my thing is, if that happened, one, it's a good idea to work on yourself to release that fear. And two, find out logically, you know, try to bust that whatever this person is saying. Find out the reason why this doesn't make any sense according to you. So you have a mind logical sense of why this is piece of crap according to you. You know, you don't tell other people about that. That's what you think, you know. And that's how easy way for you to, if you are someone who is analytical and logical person, still it's a good idea to bust that fear out of it, besides working on yourself, you know, to feeling the fear. And that's my last step. So next episode, me and Stu going to bring more interesting topic. And then thank you so much for watching. Please share, like, subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.